Hey y'all, it's me, Gigi. Welcome to Gia's Home, where we listen and we don't judge. And this is the safest place to be. Period, poo. So, for those of y'all, welcome. Welcome to my channel, Gia's Home, where this channel is a safe place for all walks of life, no matter what you've been through, what you've gone through, we're here for it. We want to hear about it. We want to talk about it. We want to help you heal and get through it. This channel is for people that feel like they want to stay anonymous. You guys can send in your stories and I will talk about your stories if you want to. If you don't want to be anonymous and you want to share your testimony, share your story with someone to help them get through what they are going through, or, overcome what they've gone through, I'm here for it. If you just want to ask questions and have advice, ask it. We're here for it. That's all we're here for. We just want to help. We're here for each other. That's what it is, you guys. So I'm gonna give you guys a little bit about me. If you guys have already been on my channel, you have seen that I have made introducing me. Hi guys. But I have finally decided what I want this channel to stand on. Not even what I wanted to stand on, because I knew exactly what I wanted to talk about, but I just never knew how I was going to deliver it, right? And I still don't know how I'm gonna deliver it. To be completely honest with you guys, because this is all about honesty. This is all about transparency. And that's what we're about. So basically, I'm gonna share my story with you all the best way that I can. If it confuses you, if you guys want to know more about it, comment down below and let me know. And I will do my best to deliver. But I guess the first thing I want to start off with, I guess I can tell you guys a little bit about me. Hi. My name is Naija. Hi. But you guys can call me Gigi. Sorry guys, my animals are playing. They're a little rough over there. They make me scared. I got a cat and a pit bull, but they're just as playful as can be. But back to what I was saying. So I'm Naija. Hi. I am 26. And I have a fucked up childhood. That's what you're gonna say. That's what you're gonna sum it up as, guys. And guys, you guys gonna see me laugh and smile so much stuff, because that's all you can do when things hurt and it's so much pain. All you can do is laugh and smile it off, because they say laughter is the best medicine. So I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of backstory about me. I am originally from Arizona. Period. But I represent the G. Gary. Fuck them people. But nah, I grew up in Gary, Indiana. I was originally born in Arizona though. How, you guys might wonder, how'd you end up out there? Because I heard that question so much growing up, it was ridiculous. You guys, really ridiculous. But my mother had a car accident when I was 6 years old, right? I was 6, turning 7. When I was 6 years old, and she paralyzed the whole left side of her body, right? Brain damage, whole 9 yards. But hey, that's not even the worst part. Believe it or not, that's not even the worst part, But okay, so boom, mom has her accident. These family members that I've never known day in my life, never met them before. Well, they claim to have met me, but you know how people be like, oh, I remember when you was just a baby. You remember me? No. Fuck no. How the fuck would I remember you? But look, so family members that, I didn't know, they just came out the blue. Oh, you guys gonna come live with us? What the fuck? Yeah. No. I mean, I guess we're children. And that's the one thing I hate, that children don't have a say. And I feel like no matter how young a child is, they should have a say in a lot of things. Now, when I say that, because a lot of people are going to get on here and be like, a child doesn't know any better. They don't know what's good for them or what's wrong for them. That is true. That is very right. Child doesn't have common sense, right? But a child has some type of sense, right? Okay, follow me, follow me. You guys following? Follow with me. So if a child has some type of sense, right, they'll know. A child knows when they're hungry, right? A child knows when they're thirsty, right? A child knows all these different things, right? But they might not be able to figure out the best way on how to deliver it, right? So let's just stop that there. Because I just wanted to clear that up a little bit, because I know that a lot of people are going to feel some type of way saying that children don't know, but children have a sixth sense, right? Originally children have a sixth sense before they are conformed to the world around them, and they are, mitigated to be a certain way, or minimized to be a certain way, right? Okay, let's move on. So yeah, these family members that I never know just came out the blue and took us in. I don't know why the hell they did that, because they didn't want us. It was me and my little brother. My little brother, he was going on 2 at the time. So, they got us. And right off the back, it was odd. It was weird. I didn't know these people at all. So, I wasn't a real friendly person. I was a kid. So, yeah. But I don't know you. All I've ever known was my mom, my brother, my sister, my stepdad, and then my little brother when he came. So, when you're around different people, new people, it was a new experience. It was hard to adjust. I just went from losing my mother, right? So, living with these people, it was a very traumatic experience. To summarize, and we guys can always go in depth, this is just a little bit. I ended up bouncing around house from house, home to home. Honestly, I can't give you all the reasons of why, even why I bounced around home from home, place to place, because I was not a bad kid. I did as I was told. They used to say that I had no common sense because I did exactly what you told me to do. You feel me? Because I didn't want to get in trouble. You feel me? I'm going to do exactly what you told me to do, so I shouldn't get in trouble. But didn't work that way, But yeah, when I lived with my aunts, that's who we moved. When we moved from Arizona, we moved in with my aunt. It was a very wild household. We're gonna say it that way, because there were about 10 people living in that house at that time. So me and my brother, we had no bed of our own. We were sharing beds, sleeping in my cousin's beds. We would choose. Well, my older 2 cousins, they would get to choose who they would want to sleep with them. And no one really wanted to sleep with me because I used to snore. And I remember one time, the younger sibling out of the 2 older siblings, I had to sleep with her, right? And you guys, I was asleep, and you guys remember those, I don't know, you guys 90 babies, you guys remember those Jelly Belly shoes? Those plastic ass, hard ass sandals. I had some of those sandals, right? And I kid you not, my cousin popped me, and I don't want to misquote it because, this was so long ago and you do suppress memories, but I want to say that lady popped me in my face with that shoe. It's going to be a lot of he say, she say, because that same one molested me, and she doesn't want to admit it. But that's neither here nor there. So, move on. Let's keep going. So yeah, live with my aunt. Living in that household, it was very disorganized. A lot of children acting as adults and taking on more of the responsibility. Granted, my aunt was the only one in the household that was an adult, besides my mother. But my mother's disabled, so she can't do much. And my aunt, she used to work at the hospital, 12-hour shifts, all of those. So, you know, she was tired or whatnot, you want to say. But that household, they treat us like shit. I'm just gonna put it out there. My auntie was very mentally abusive, even as a child. She would get mad at me for acting as a child. So that means, for example, children are doing something, they're tearing up things. I'm coming to her, hey, they're doing this. Because I don't want to get in trouble for it because I'm the oldest out of the younger kids. So I automatically get in trouble. You know how black households go. But now that I'm sitting here telling, I'm getting in trouble because I'm telling. And then I should do something about it. But if I do something about it, now I'm getting my ass whooped. Okay. Let's keep going. So, fast forward. Because of the household I was living with my aunts, I was able to convince my older sister to get me and my little brother, because me and my brother were being neglected. We were being treated very poorly. Now granted, I do want to say, because they're gonna come on here and think, if this video, you know, ever goes or whatever it does, they're gonna feel like that I did not appreciate the things that they did do. Before I do continue the story, because the story is going to get deeper, it's gonna get way more deeper. I do appreciate you all housing me, feeding me, having running water, having electricity. Yeah, I appreciate you all for those things, because you do not have to do those things. But for everything else, fuck you. With the biggest dick. But okay, so let's keep going. So yes, I was able to convince my sister to, you know, get us, because we were originally living with her, but I don't know what happened, how we ended up with my aunt and grandmother them. But yeah, we ended up with them. So my sister realized, and she believed everything that I was saying, because what happened was, so my sister came to visit while after one of my aunts passed away, right? So she came to the funeral, and you know, I'm happy to see her. This is my older sister. I haven't seen her in about a year or so. So, and you know, I just got taken away from my family. She was my family. So yeah, she came to visit, and I was just sticking up under her. And my aunt, one day, she pulled me. How my grandmother's house is set up, you can go in the kitchen, right? Well, her old house. You can go in the kitchen. So you walk to the kitchen, like this way. You walk to the kitchen. And if you turn this way, it's the back door, but it's the door to the basement. So you can go to the basement, but the refrigerator's right there. So you can't see over there. You have to physically like walk past the refrigerator to see in that corner. Now, my grandmother was in the kitchen, some of my other cousins were in the kitchen, and my aunt was in the kitchen. My aunt pulled me into the corner by the back door, and she started pinching me. And she told me to basically not to talk to my sister, not to tell her what was going on in her household. One of my aunt's favorite lines was, what happens in 1338 stays in 1338. Neither here nor there. But, so, my sister sees this, right? She sees the lady in the corner pinching me. And I bet you my aunt never knew this. Now you know. That's why she took us away from you. But, yeah. So, my sister sees this, but she never said anything to her. But she believed what I was saying about how we were being treated, because off of that one incident that she seen with her own eyes. You know? So, boom. And I didn't even know that at the time that she seen that. But it just made me want to be around her more, because my aunt told me to stop. Because when my sister came, I was sleeping in her room with her. Like, I missed her. I loved her. You know, that's my older sister, my big sister. So I was just always under her. And my aunt didn't like that. For whatever reason, I don't know. That lady hated me. I don't know why she hated me so bad. It's ridiculous. But yeah, so my sister ends up getting money to get us a bus ticket back to Arizona with her. We go back to Arizona. And sis, I love you, but you're so weak-minded. And you think that you're strong, but you're not. And I sincerely hope that you really get the help that you need. Seriously. But that's neither here nor there. But yeah, my sister got us back to Arizona, and whew, things happen. Things happen. Like I said, this story is way more deeper. I'm 26 years old. So this is a 20-year story. 20-year story. And I'm probably not even going to go into all of the details of everything that I've had to go through. But that's fine. That's okay. We will see where life takes us. But right now, this is what we're going to do. And this is how we're going to heal and cope and get through all of these things that I have gone through. And I really hope that I can encourage other people to not stay silent and to just take. Because a lot of people are just taking what they are given because they feel like they have no other cards. But honestly, what God has for you, He has for you. And it took me till about 2023 to realize that. Like, I'm still learning. I'm not perfect. I still have my flaws. I'm not perfect. As I said, no one is perfect. But I always feel like that we should reach for perfection. You know, real shit. But let me get back to the story. Just, giving you guys a summary of my life. So yeah, I get back to Arizona. Things happen with my sister. We end up back in Indiana. Me and my little brother, we end up back in Indiana. But this time, we're living with my abusive uncle. Now, my aunt, she was mentally abusive. She was a little physically abusive, but my auntie's a little lady. So, everybody's bigger than her. She's like 4 feet or something, like 5 feet or some shit like that. But she's not tall at all. She's probably like 4'9". But my uncle, he was an abusive bastard. And it's crazy because I love his ass to death too. But you got some mental problems and issues that you definitely need to work on. And it's a lot of things that you need to swallow your pride and you need to go fix those things. But, love you. Yeah, my uncle beating the shit out of us. And I don't like to always say, like, because a lot of the times it was aggressively and it was uncalled for. But some of the times he was disciplining us. He was disciplining, I will give him that. But he'd over-discipline. It is no reason I should come out the room from a whooping and I look like I just been whipped like a slave. No, I don't agree with it. Don't agree with it at all. But my uncle, other than him abusing, like, you guys, I swear, I don't know what term it might be, but Stockholm syndrome, when a motherfucker kidnap you and you fall in love with them, that's how I feel about my family. I love these people to death. Love them to death. But I have actually come to fucking realize how much manipulation, how much narcissisticity, how goddamn toxic, goddamn, every damn thing. I can't even think of no more damn words. You feel me? But I have just come to realize, like, the shit that they done was not right. And that is how a lot of households are. You feel me? Growing up, I felt like because I had water, because I had lights, because I had food, because I did have clothes, I did have shoes, that my life couldn't be considered bad. It couldn't been considered, terrible. I wasn't struggling. But I was struggling. I was in a very fucked up household. I was in a household where it was, I won't do for you unless you do for me. And a child should not be raised in a survival mode. in a survival household. That's what I want to say. Like, a household built on survival. Everyone in this bitch is trying to survive, so they're doing anything to everybody or each other and not fucking caring about the consequences. I done some fucked up shit. I'm gonna admit that shit right now, and motherfuckers know what I'm talking about. And the reason that motherfuckers know what I'm talking about is because I have taken accountability for what I have done as a person. But none of those have. None of those fucking people have. And that's my biggest problem with all of those people. They don't want to take accountability for what they've done. And that is like most families. They're wondering why children don't want to talk to their mothers. Why they don't want to be around family. Why they don't come back and visit. Why they don't call. That's neither here nor there, though. Let's keep going. So my uncle, like I said, other than him, the disciplining and the unnecessary things, he wasn't a bad guy. Honestly, I really appreciate him and I thank him, because the woman that I am today is because of him. That man taught me what a piece of shit man look like. You guys, I will never forget this, and I quote, my uncle is a cheating ass bastard. First of all, he's an Aquarius. So if you guys know what Aquarius men are, yeah, you know how they get down. So yeah. And most Aquarius men are alcoholics, and they be having a lot of like what's the word I'm looking for? They just be having a lot of problems, like with drinking and drugs and stuff like that. I've noticed a lot of Aquarius men are like that, and they be having anger issues or what the fuck ever. But yeah. But as I quote, he's a cheating ass bastard. That nigga didn't care. He brought so many women around us, it was ridiculous. And he used to tell me, I'm showing you what an ain't shit nigga look like, so you'll know what to avoid. And I tell y'all that he ate with that. He ate with that shit, because I definitely listen. I avoided all types of niggas that I seen that was like him. And I got me a good man. Good man. Period, y'all. But that's neither here nor there. Shout out to my man. My man. But I lost track of that. y'all gonna see me, like, I really want to make good, like, start going live and doing a lot of just interacting, because me talking to myself is hard. That's why it's so hard to figure out how to do this fucking video and how I want to deliver this shit. You guys, like, shit is crazy. It's wild. Because I'm more of a, if you ask, I'll answer type of person, but I'm not, I just give it up. Nah, I'm not like that. I'm not just gonna give it up. But that's neither here nor there. We're gonna keep going. Yeah, but my uncle, he taught me a lot of things. Why I am so intelligent. He did not play about the books. Like, and I wasn't even gonna say he'd be over. He just, you feel me? He just overly did too much. I wasn't allowed to bring any D's into that household though. That was hell no. One of his things was I could have a C on my progress report card, but by the time that the report card came out, I would need to have a B. He didn't care what kind, you know, like, he didn't care. But living with that man, I was honor roll every year. I mean, I graduated honor roll too. But he put that in my mental. He put that in my head, because he started me at a young age, about 5th grade, because I was living with him from 4th grade until 8th grade. And he really put in my head, you know, about going to school and getting a degree and doing something with myself. And till this day, that is still in me. I did not go the route that I originally envisioned that I was, but that's okay, because it doesn't matter how you get there as long as you get there. So, but yeah, with him, academically, he was awesome. He was a good parent. He's a good parent. I really wish that he had the chance to really raise a child, I guess how he would want to or how he needs to, because He'll be an awesome father. I used to look at him as my father, you guys. Like, I used to call him Uncle Dad. Because other than him, you feel me? I could understand why he was whooping us, because we were wrong. We were doing, bad things other than the unnecessary stuff, because it's been some unnecessary times, but the things that he disciplined us for, I understood, so I never held a grudge against him. Saying that he was, like I said, academically, he was a good parent. He always checked our homework, made sure that our homework was right. He didn't mind. He helped us. He actually took us out. He would take us out to eat. He interacted with us as a family. And for that, I love you. Uncle, you might not like me, or you might hate me, but I love you, for sure, out of everyone. And I wish that I'm not even going to say that I wish and I regret, because I don't regret anything that I've done. But I do wish that me and you could have had a better conversation to be in a better point in life right now. And hopefully, maybe we still can. But that's up to God, and that's up to you. That's up to you, and that's up to God, because you know how you are. You guys, I just had to speak to them because they know exactly who they are. And all my family pretty much has me blocked, so I can't talk to them. Which is probably a good and a bad thing. It's a good thing because of how I am, and I don't know why it's a bad thing. Well, I guess because them being family is bad, but I guess it's good on my end because I'm such a lover, you guys. I'm so forgiving, and sometimes you just can't forgive things, no matter how much you want to. And I don't know. Like I said, I have Stockholm Syndrome, so it's like all the things that my family has done to me, I'm hurt by it, but I don't hold on to it, if that makes sense to you guys, right? So, right. So my uncle, he was pretty good. Other than him abusing us, beating the shit out of us, kicking me in the refrigerator and shit. But yeah, live with him. I ended up living with my grandfather after that for a while. I probably said that's about the happiest I was in my whole entire life. Not whole entire life, but ever since my mom had her accident, I think that was about the happiest that I was, because I was able to choose where I wanted to go. Because the whole time that my mom had her accident, no one ever turned to me and said, hey, what do you want to do? And that hurts. Growing up, I just really wish that somebody would have turned to me and said, hey, what do you want? What do you want to do? How do you feel? No one ever asked me. It's okay. But yeah, I ended up living with my pawpaw. Love that man. Rest in peace. But that was amazing. But yeah, my manipulating ass auntie got back into my mom's head because my mom. We're gonna talk about my mom. She's gonna be the last one to talk about. So yeah, my manipulating ass auntie got into my mom's head and convinced her to move back to Gary. And we did. I didn't want to go. Sure the hell fuck didn't. But guess what? They tricked me. Forced me into going. That's okay. And yeah, that's where I spent the rest of my fucking life. Fucking miserable. My uncle was beating us and I went miserable at his motherfucking house. He let us go outside at least and play. We can go down the block and play. I live with my auntie, but I couldn't even come out the damn yard. But yeah. So I guess I'll get into my mom. Love my mom to death. That's my heart. That's my heart in human form. Okay? But she's a narcissist as well. Manipulative. Deadbeat. Bum. Yeah. Mom, I love you, but you're a bum. You let them people turn you into a bum. You didn't really want kids, so that's okay. I understand that. So that's why you let them people treat us how they treated us. But that's okay. Because that's exactly why you're reaping what you're sowing. Love you to death as well.